Hey guys, welcome to my YouTube channel. In this YouTube tutorial, I'm going to show you how to use Camtasia software. By the end of this tutorial, you will have a strong grasp over the Camtasia software and you will be able to record your computer screen at Full HD or even 2K resolution. And after the recording is completed, you will be able to professionally edit the video in Camtasia Editor. Plus, I will also show you how to actually add various transitions and audio effects using Camtasia Editor and export the video or the final results as a full HD video or even a 2K video using the Camtasia Editor's exporting feature. Before starting, if you are actually thinking of investing into purchasing the Camtasia software, let me tell you one thing very clearly. If you are using Camtasia Recorder to record your computer screen and everything else, you will be forced to edit using Camtasia Editor because the Camtasia Recorder automatically exports the video over to Camtasia Editor, and Camtasia Editor is the only editor that supports various features that are actually captured using the Camtasia Recorder. So keep that in mind when you try to spend money on the software, because it will actually force you to keep everything inside the Camtasia or the TechSmith ecosystem. And for that reason, I actually use PepoCloud. PepoCloud is a web application unlike Camtasia. So I don't need to install anything on my computer, and I can use PepoCloud on all my operating systems, including Linux operating system. Plus, PepoCloud has all the features that comes back with the Camtasia Recorder, and in order to use the editor, you don't actually have to do anything. You can even export the video without any editing, and it will be exported as a high quality, high definition MP4 file. So that's how powerful PepoCloud is. So if you want a lightweight and much more powerful web application to run the show, PepoCloud would be my choice of a web application. Now let's jump into the tutorial and see how you can actually get started with the Camtasia Recorder. In order to record the screen, just open up any website. I have the TechSmith's Camtasia web page, and now I'm going to launch my Camtasia Recorder using the Camtasia Recorder icon. Once the Camtasia Recorder is actually launched, you will see that it actually shows you a capture tool option panel that you can use to configure the region which you want to capture. And after that is then you can actually select if you want to enable your webcam. I cannot enable my webcam because my webcam is actually used by OBS right now. Then you can actually also enable your microphone. Same like my webcam, the microphone is also used by my OBS software. I have enabled the system audio because sometimes when you record the screen, there might be some video or some animation that also outputs audio, and you want to make sure that you capture that particular audio as well. After everything is configured, just click on this record icon, and as soon as you click on the record icon, the recording will start after 3-second counter. You can actually now do whatever you want on the screen, and everything will be captured in the background by Camtasia Recorder. So I'm just gonna scroll a bunch of time and go to this page in order to just make sure that the recording that we want is longer than 20 seconds. After the recording is completed, I can actually click on the stop button, and it will be automatically exported to the Camtasia editor. Now, this is the problem with Camtasia, because if you want to just export the raw unedited version of this recording, you will still have to use the Camtasia editor anyway, and it actually delays the whole process of sharing with your friends and your colleagues. So I rather use actually PepoCloud to do that instead of Camtasia. Now, as you can see, finally the footage has been exported onto the Camtasia editor platform, and the video is available for us to watch. And if you can see, the video is already exported or already added to the timeline of the software, and now we can actually add all the effects and features that we want. Let me walk you through all the options that are available in this particular software. The first option is the media option, which you can use to actually export media onto this particular project. You also have the ability to import media from other projects and simple media files that are already there as an MP4 file. After that, there is library. Library is basically a bunch of pre-made and pre-configured options that you can use. And then there is favorite option. You can mark any of the audio or video settings or transition effects, and it will be visible in this particular area. Next one is annotation. Annotation is basically the speech bubbles or boxes that you can use to highlight a particular section in the recording. The transition effect is pretty much easy to understand, as most editing softwares today has transition effects, and with Camtasia also you get hundreds of transition effects. In order to use this transition effect, you'll have to either use multiple clips on the timeline or divide one clips into multiple parts. And once that is done, you can actually insert the transition between those two clips, and it will be active in the timeline. After the transitions, there are behavior. Behavior is basically used for the text, and it actually animates the text and gives it a bit spice that you might want to add if you're working in a pretty professional environment. Then the animation. Animation is how you can actually animate a particular area, or zoom in or zoom out when the cursor clicks on a particular thing. This is pretty much useful if you're creating tutorial videos for YouTube or for your personal website. The animation panel along the zoom and pan panel actually has a bunch of more animations that you can use to make your video look really peppy. After the animation is the cursor effects. This is pretty much the cursor effect options that you can use to animate how your cursor moves on the screen. Now, in order to use all of these options, you must record the video using Camtasia Recorder. If you have used OBS or any other software to record your screen, and then you're editing the video on the Camtasia Editor, these features might not work properly. That's the reason why I don't use Camtasia Editor at all, because it actually forces you to use Camtasia Editor after the recording is completed. The voice narration is pretty much used by people who actually narrate the tutorial after everything is done from their end, and that's pretty much useful if you are actually creating tutorials and you want to add a voiceover, or you want to look at the tutorial and give your voice narration after that. Then comes the audio effects panel, and in this audio effects panel you can see that there are 6 different audio effects, and all of these audio effects can be added to the video, added to the timeline if it has the audio. And I usually use the noise removal option because it is an amazing option, and it actually helps you remove all the audio disturbance in the background. Even the audio compression and the clip speed option is amazing if you want to speed up a particular section, or if you want to increase or decrease the volume of a particular section. Then comes the visual effects panel. These are the best options that you can use to actually add a bunch of spice to your videos. In the previous videos that I have already shown you how you can how you can use remove a color option to actually remove the green screen on your video. Similarly, there are a lot of other features that you can use to add a bunch of highlights or animations to your particular video. For example, let's say that I want to devise a frame. I can actually add this over here, and it will automatically add a background with a computer on it, and my current recording will be actually showcased inside of that computer screen, which is pretty awesome if you ask me. And if you want, actually you can actually resize the option and make the screen bigger or smaller, whatever you want. After all of these settings are completed, you can actually use the export function available in the Camtasia exporter to export the maximum quality video that you want. I use the local file export feature, and when you click on it, it'll actually ask you what the file name should be. You can name it whatever you want, and then simply click on the advanced options to see if everything is configured the right way. In the encoding panel, you can see that the frame rate is set at 30 frames per second, which is the best frame rate if you ask me for screen recording, because if you add 60 frames per second, it will need your computer a lot more resources to edit that video in Camtasia, and the export duration after the edit will be longer than usual. Now, the audio is actually set at the maximum bitrate, which is 192 kilobits per second. The audio is actually set at the maximum bitrate, which is 192 kilobits per second. And I'm going to leave it at that, and I'm going to click on the export button. As soon as the export button is clicked, it will start rendering the project, and the final file will be an MP4 file. Once the export is completed, Camtasia will show you a pop-up in which you can actually close the pop-up, or open the file location where the file is stored, or you can view your media. I'm going to click on the view the media to see how my final recording looks like. It looks like an amazing video and ready to be uploaded online. I'm going to close this media pair, and I can now save the project, or actually start a new project, whatever I want. So that was my tutorial on Camtasia and how you can add various effects and export the video using Camtasia. If you have any doubts regarding this video, please drop them in the comment section below. If you like this video, please click on the like button. Subscribe to my YouTube channel for more similar updates, and I'll see you in my next tutorial. Till then, take care and bye-bye.